My first and only relationship was not as expected as I would have initially thought. Like relationships, yes, they're supposed to be loving, and of course, there's, mutual respect, things like that. But honestly speaking, my relationship was a little fucked. Now, the reason I'm even making this video is no one really tells you about these kind of stuff. No one like warns you about, how relationships can actually be bad. People think, oh, it's fine, you're with someone, they'll be healthy, you experience something together. If you don't know how to react to relationships or how to distinct whether a relationship is good or bad, it can be really harmful, and it can be self-deprivating and lead you into a spiral, into a downfall where initially, people do suicide from these things. Fuck, I don't know if I can say that on here, but they do that stuff. So basically, like, my relationship was built on lust. And maybe a lot of guys probably have this as well. It's your first girl you've ever met. So you have sex with her and then you bond to her by this bullshit oxytocin, and that connects you guys together, and you're just used to this person. It's like, your girlfriend. Now, the problem with this is, these days, there's so many people out there, and it's gonna take way far longer, and you're gonna have to go through a lot of people to actually find the right girl. So you settling down with this one person who thought, like, fuck, I didn't really think so, but I kind of got like washed into thinking this chick was my, not soulmate, but I actually kind of thought I was gonna marry her. And you're young, like, I was so stupid. I literally thought I was gonna marry this girl. Like, fuck, looking back, I'm kind of embarrassed about it, but like, it was fucked. The relationship was fucked. And it was mostly like, look, everything that happened, I hold myself accountable for, but I did myself get brainwashed a little bit because this chick had jealousy issues. And it's bad when girls have jealousy issues, like jealousy problems. You think it's cute, like, when she's like jealous, it's not. It fucking gets under your skin, and it's the worst. You can't even do a lot of shit without her being like a fucking bitch behind your back, always saying this, nagging this, nagging this. Oh, well, that girl. It's because when you're higher quality than the girl, like, I knew I was better than this girl. I knew I could have done better than this girl. So it's like she was more like chasing me than I was chasing her. So that's the thing where she's like, she knows you can do better, so she's always worried, she's always this and that, and fuck, it just like, it makes you so like fucking angry and shit. So like, look, my relationship, it was not good, it was fucked, it was built on lust. There was like, yeah, we like argued and we had fights so many times, and it's genuinely like, I don't want to like, shit on this girl, but every single time basically she started this stuff. And I know, like, women this, women that, but she was starting this stuff over complete bullshit. Like, I don't know, like, I wouldn't reply in 2 hours because I was busy. This is a fucking girl that was built on so many self insecurities because shit like that. I don't want to go into details because it's someone else's privacy, but this is the harsh truth about relationship. Like, majority of the time they're not going to work out. Majority of the time it's going to be the wrong girl. Like, they're not, people think, oh, I'll see where it goes. Oh yeah, she's my girlfriend, we're just seeing where it goes. You shouldn't have that mindset. You should only get into a relationship with someone who, you see that, yeah, maybe it's going to work out for marriage, or maybe you're vetting her or something like that, or maybe you're at the age you're ready to settle down, and you know what, I'll see if she's the one. She puts all these good traits, there's no really bad anything, so I'll live with her for 2 years, see if it's bad. Maybe then I'll propose afterwards. That kind of thing, right? You shouldn't really be getting into a relationship at such a young age. I mean, you can experience it, you can figure out, like I did, that it's a completely fucking waste of time. Because your time is the most precious and valuable thing on this planet, especially at such a young age. Because you're going to use that time to succeed in life. You're going to use that time to push you forward, to build momentum, to build discipline. That's the time that's going to build you, that's going to structure you as a man. Now, yes, having a girl is going to completely waste that time because, A, you're not going to do some of the things you would if you were single, i.e., going to some crazy places. Yeah, like, look, we can talk about degeneracy in here and everything, but experiencing a lot of things is very, very valuable to you because then you'll know a lot of things. Guys with experience is the best. Look, girls say they want a guy who's like financially settled, he's like nice and all this bullshit. Reality, they want the bad boy alpha who's experienced and knows what he's doing. And you're not gonna get that really if you're with one girl. Like you might, but anyway. Like another thing is the girl's probably just gonna bore you in the long run. Like it's the sad truth, but I'll be truthful to you. The girl's probably just gonna get boring for you after a month or two. And it's the sad truth. Like she might not even be like, yeah, she's hot and everything, but after some time you might just get bored. You might resort to porn because, she's not sexually, she's not satisfying you sexually. Like, yeah, she's probably giving you blowjobs all the time. You're probably having sex all the time, but you're not even enjoying it. You're not even enjoying it. You're not with some crazy woman who's an animal in the bedroom. So it's like these things are the like reasons why relationships are harmful. Is that no one's actually themselves. And the reason I want to say this is a lot of people have not found themselves yet. People are like, oh no, I know what to do. It's fine. I'm 18, so I can get in a relationship. Bullshit. You don't know shit. You're only 18. You're so young. People do not know a shit about themselves, especially these days. So, brother, if you're listening to this, all right, you probably don't know that much about yourself. So how can you expect to go into a relationship where you don't really know much about you and what you want, and then there's a whole nother person that's in there kind of like all the time, and you guys are like kind of together, but you don't really know what you want. And you guys kind of compromise and do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, but you still don't know what you truly want. So how do you expect to learn that if you're in a relationship? Because like these things, they restrict you from doing like stuff, because probably both of you just control each other. Like that's how it was in my relationship. I mean, like I didn't control her. She like could do what she wanted to a degree. Like she can hang out with guy friends. And that's another like a reason. Like there was so many red flags and I just didn't pick up on them. I was just so built on this lust thing that initially, yeah, this relationship led me to my downfall. Like it made me basically fall off my grind. So I was at the top and then I fell off. Of course, the most realistic thing I did was I broke up with her and then look back where I'm here. I'm above my initial grade. So it's like, yeah, I had this big dip, but it got me somewhere because I learned so much from this relationship. And not by like it was great or anything, by I'm never gonna fucking make the same mistake again. Like, of course, this isn't for maybe like 2% of you guys watching. Maybe this is not like for you because maybe you're 20. I mean, if you're 28 and watching this, I mean, respect to you, but maybe you're 28 and maybe you're already financially settled. Maybe you're looking for kid or like ready for kids, and maybe you're with a girl. Yeah, so a relationship is something that you might want. Now, I believe if you're under 24, or 25, or maybe if you're under 20, 30 and you're not even financially settled, or maybe you haven't even found yourself and aren't ready for kids, what's the point to get in a relationship? Yes, there's this whole thing, you guys get together, you build up together through this. It's quite fairy tale-ish bullshit. It doesn't really work out. You know, people like to say, oh, I want us to build our net worth together. I want us to build our physiques together. I want us to build this. I build this. You're putting two damaged people, two people that haven't found themselves, and making that work. Now, it can, of course. Anything can work out, but when you look at statistics, it's more likely to fail than not. I mean, I thought, oh, this girl, yeah, she's gonna be my wife. It's gonna be perfect. All this bullshit. And look where I am. I broke up with her, and I'm so glad I did. Because honestly, if I stayed with her, yeah, I don't want to say what I'd probably contemplate, but yeah, she drove me to a place like that. Not that far, but she drove me into like a form of depression, I'd say. And then once I broke up with her, it like, bro, like it's scary, kind of. Not scary. Yeah, you will feel emotionally like fucked for a few weeks. Maybe not even that. Maybe like a week. I felt like sad for a week. After that, I was like chill. And then the week after that, I fucking hated everything like to do with relationships. But yeah, you gotta take this like step, because a chick that like leads you into depression is not good for you whatsoever. It's just gonna make you like fucking hate her and hate yourself. Plus, these days, chicks in relationships, they have such a promiscuous past. They're sleeping with him, they're in fucking chat, this. But I know how it works because A, I was with my ex who had a very promiscuous past, and B, alright, I've slept with girls who've had promiscuous past and who've done crazy shit with me. And it's like, they're going to be telling their boyfriend, oh no, we didn't do anything crazy. Or their next boyfriend, it's like, yeah, it was fine. Like, I was with this chick, right? And she was like, nah, I'm already, she was like, I think like a year or 2 years older than me. And she was like, nah, I'm just like looking for someone who's like already financially settled, who's like wealthy, and who's like ready for children, because I want to get with them and marry. And then like a couple of hours later, I bedded her. So it's like, look, women will say what they want to say, but in reality, their actions will speak higher than their words. And it always works like that. And then, like, look, my solution to this is chase yourself. Don't chase the woman. When you chase the woman, you lose your grind, you lose everything. Chase yourself, talk to a lot of women, and I'll see you in the next video, brother. Peace out.